Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to Hearthstone. My name is Rooster and we are playing Aggro Freeze Mage today. I'm not sure what to call this deck. We can call it Aggro Mage. Some people get really upset if you call this Freeze Mage, it's not Freeze Mage. It's definitely not Freeze Mage, because the game plan, while it may seem similar and there are some definite similarities between the decks. This deck does not play a fair game. Basically, it has one half aggression. We have the mana worms, the sorcerer's apprentices, the loot hoarders, perhaps even the bad bombers to grab the board early on and then quickly lose it and start going face from that point on. And Warrior is not what you want to see with this deck, but a double mana worm opener might help in that aspect. I don't think I want an Icelands, although we could make use of it to freeze our opponent's face in the event of a fiery war axe. I think doing that in advance might be a little greedy. But we'll have to see. Oh, we're against an aggressive warrior. Well, or at least a more patron style. We can win this. I think we can. Let me think. Would making no? I don't think freezing face makes sense here. And Doomsayer is not really what we want to do right now. I'm a little scared about a Fiery War Axe next turn, but at least one Mana Worm survives, so that could be something. I wouldn't be... yeah, there it is. I wouldn't be entirely opposed to playing Loot Hoarder and Freezing Face next turn, but that seems a little off. I don't think we're up to a very good start, but we can try and make this work. I guess. I don't know about this. We kind of need the burn. At least he doesn't have armor anymore, so I guess we can get some damage in this way. Perhaps even more than. Well, at least we got 1 extra damage and then 2 extra damage next turn. So perhaps we could make that work out. Sure. He executes that? Okay, well, that's really aggressive, I guess. Not much we can do about that. As I've said, Warrior is not what you want to see when you're facing, when you're playing this deck. I think we just draw. I think we actually just draw right now. Might have needed the Blood Mage to draw into Murburst. Using the Blood Mage to get additional burst in, so perhaps using it along with a Frostbolt or something. I don't see us winning this game. We can at least try and make a decent effort, right?
Wanna blow something up?
So let's see if this does anything productive. Well, I guess you could call that productive. Frostnova Doomsayer might work for next turn. Might work very well, especially if he uses the axe here. I'm not sure about that. We're taking a lot of damage though, so that is mildly concerning. But he may not have a clear way of dealing with this Doomsayer, so that could be pretty good, theoretically. We'll see about that. He might have a charge minion and the second execute, but that's... or just slam into execute, I guess that could work. Are we up against Patron Warrior, or... I don't really understand the Hunter hero power in that case, but it might just be the best he had. Okay, and starting this turn, we want to deal as much face damage as possible. We've got another 12 here, so all we need is just a little more. And as long as he's unable to pop the block this turn, then we might be able to make it work. I don't know. Don't know about this. Can we fireball face Doomsayer? I guess the Doomsayer kind of prevents. You could try. I think that's the way we want to play it right now. I guess that's going to be our best option. We have 6 in hand, so we need 3 extra damage from our next card. That's not unreasonable, but not very likely either, since we've already used the fireball here, and we need to spend 5 mana on that next turn. Chances aren't very good. So we've got the ice block here. So now let's see if he's able to deal with the Doomsayer here. Looks like he may be unable to, so we have to kill him this turn. And we do. That is pretty amazing, I'd say.
Amazing.
that was pretty clutch, I'll say. I did not entirely deserve to win that game, but and it goes to show how the deck works, how the deck's supposed to win. And it might be tight against most opponents, just like this. But Warrior in general is not a good matchup unless they change their hero power right on the first turn, I guess. Because it's mostly the hero power you're worried about.
Oh, it is on.
Alright, another mage. So kind of expecting a tempo-ish mage. Pretty much always mulliganing for early minions, I think. Although Arcane Missiles is also not awful. I guess I'll keep a Frostbolt instead. I am not enamored with the thought of playing Arcane Missiles first turn, although it might very well be correct with this kind of deck. You never know.
Hello.
If we're up against Freeze, I think... Can we beat Freeze? I don't know. I don't know whether we can beat Freeze. Hey, that's pretty great. That is a great start.
Amazing.
If it's tempo, then it probably doesn't matter. And if it's Freeze, then... well... Okay, expecting tempo here, or... yeah. Okay. So... what would be the best way to deal with this? Perhaps just Doomsayer, right? I guess it's just going to be Doomsayer. It at least forces some burn to be used on this thing, so I guess that's fine. If she's not developing any board this turn, then I guess I'm okay with that. If she's fireballing that, then I'm also okay with that, so... yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. That will do. So some versions of this deck play Flame Juggler instead of Mad Bomber, and that might very well be the sensible play. I just like the thought of using a Mad Bomber in this way. Is that... okay, that works. Using the coin... I guess that works. So, do we want to clear our opponent's minions here? That's another question. I guess we may very well want to. Let's first draw a card though, because we're never not doing that. And I guess we kill one of those because it's just a little bit too dangerous right now. That mirror image saved a lot of damage. Kind of worrying. That's something. That is actually pretty good for us, not gonna lie. It's really aggressive, but it also allows us to kill the Flame Waker here, which I didn't think I'd be able to. Playing Cold Light here might not be the best option, but I kind of want to, because I don't have anything productive to do. Giving our opponent extra cards is not something you always want to do, and it may indeed be very risky. But this is likely to clear, right? I need 2 missiles on the minions. I don't think that's unreasonable. I'll do that instead of pinging here.
If you're sure.
Giving our opponent extra cards when she's low on. Oh wow. Well, you can have all the extra cards, sure. Be my guest and draw all of the extra cards. That is fine with me. In that case, I regret nothing. I regret nothing. So we need to draw some burn. We've got 9 in hand. We've got 13. So we're halfway there. Halfway there, that's something. It's a little Bon Jovi even. These missiles are amazing. Nothing short of amazing. A secret, that might be curious. Don't want to give her an apprentice, but we might as well try, right? We could trade the 2-1 into a sorcerer's apprentice. I don't think I'm too upset about that. Although we could, of course, also deal some extra face damage, which might be relevant. Let's think about this. This is always going face, and I think this is 2. I can ping down. No, it's just too dangerous with the. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. Maybe we should have firebolt face here. Actually, I probably should have. Yeah. Just because it's cheap, we need to get the damage done anyway. Those mana worms are going to be the death of me, aren't they? I don't like the thought of those things hitting me in the face, but we do have this double ice block going on, so it's not the worst. It's not the worst idea ever. Oh, we've got some burn here. Let's see. We've got 2, 4, 8, 9 mana for let's see. That's 7. That's 13, 16 damage. That's not quite enough. I think we're just going for. We might as well fireball in that case. I think. We can't do that and Frost Nova and ping. In that case, do we do nothing? That seems ridiculous. I think we just Fireball face and Frost Nova again. Guess I'm okay with that, sure. Let's see if we can draw into enough burn to finish off here. I think I'm using the Frostbolt Ice Lance next turn just to get the Blood Mage out there, which might allow me to draw some extra cards. That's the second tome. She's really looking for an ice block here, I guess. Alright. That's not going to do a whole lot. But I guess... Well, we've got this ice block here. So we definitely want to play the Blood Mage here. The question is, do we want to... Well, yeah, sure. I guess that means we use the Bomber first, right? We have 5 mana for spells, and we can still ping afterwards. Sure, sure. These Bombers sure love me. They sure do. Thunderstorms outside. Wow. That rain is absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry for the noise, by the way. I may have to even cut out some of these parts. Quick reminder to self to actually do that. So, she has to be a little worried about what's left in my hand, right? This rain is ridiculous. It's absolutely nuts. You should see what's outside right now. Okay, so what's happening? I'm glad I don't have a need to go outside today. I really am. Okay, torches the bomber. Well, the bomber's never going to hit face anyway. Basically, what we need right now is 8 more damage over 2 turns. So, well, I guess that kinda does something.
Mind if I roll knee?
I'm not sure that's the best call, by the way, but
Someday I'll be just like you. Mind if
we
I
can at
roll
least play all of this. So we have 2 more draws to draw 7 more damage. That could do it. Correct move for her is to actually not kill the loot hoarder right now, by the way. Because that forces me to ping it next turn, which costs me a little extra damage. And that would be correct. That is not the card you're looking for right now.
Hey, give me that.
If one hits face, then we might be able to do it with a fireball right now. That is not a fireball, but we could draw into it. And if that is not an ice block,
Amazing. You win
well,
this.
we could have done it. We could have done it there, and that was actually kind of lucky. We could have done that last turn, but sure, yeah. The mirror images kind of run rampant there, but that's in general the way the deck plays. And I kind of like the play style of always sitting on the edge and always being just slightly away, a slight bit away of dying, and a slight bit away of winning the game. And that's teetering on the edge, and I kind of like that. So it's kind of the way Handlock used to play in a strange way. Definitely keeping Mana Worm. Because if it's possible, I would like to grab the board early. Although against the Shaman, if he has a Total Trog early, then that might not work out too well for us. Oh, but Frostbolt is a nice get.
Hello.
Do I Frostbolt Totem Golem if it's coined out here? I think I do. Do I Frostbolt a Tunnel Trog? I don't know. I don't know whether I like that. It depends on what else I have, because I would like to torch that, but that leaves me with no place for next turn. So maybe I can just leave the Trog for a bit. I can Frostbolt it later, but I won't be Frostbolting it next turn, because I need to Arcane Intellect. Or I can Torch it next turn if it runs Rampant, I guess. It won't run Rampant, because it's used the coin already. Alright. I guess we can ping face. Take it a little easier here, because I might need the Frostbolt to deal enough face damage, and I'm not taking enough damage to really be worried here, I think. Could torch something. I don't really like the thought of that. Let's I actually like the buddy on the board, because that will soak up some damage, soak up some of our opponent's time. Although we might be facing an Aggro Shaman and giving him enough burst to finish us off. But that's the volatility of the matchup, I guess. So if a Feral Spirit comes out, then I will Frostbolt or Torch the Tunnel Trog, I guess. Okay, well, that's something. Let me think about this. I guess I can Torch and Arcane Missiles. I don't hate an Arcane Missiles here. I could double Missiles and Ping to finish something off. It's not amazing, but we're getting a decent amount of burst here. So I could also Ping, and then I kind of like making use of the missiles here. Will allow us to take down whatever is left a little more easily. That's not awful, actually. We could also just draw some cards, because this guy is really not that threatening yet. We're going to need to draw some cards eventually, and taking care of the 2-1 was my main concern there, so yeah, I guess I'm okay with this. Hope to draw a Frost Nova sometime soon. Ooh, that is a problem. That is an actual problem. We may have to... Well, I guess we could fireball that if the missiles hit once. We don't have a Frost Nova, that's kind of a problem. Kind of a problem right now. Maybe we did take too much damage so far. If one of them hits, then I will fireball that down, I think. Sure. Well, that's also not bad, but we're taking an awful lot of damage, which is a little unfortunate. I guess I could Doomsayer here, which should soak another 7 damage, I think.
I hope you like my invention.
It will soak another lot of damage. I could Frostbolt it, but that would waste a lot of damage on what is not his face. So I guess I'm okay with this. I'm not exactly sure what to do in these kinds of situations. And it's a little awkward that I wasn't able to get any damage in with minions whatsoever. But that's the Aggro Shaman matchup, I guess. Okay, so kills the Doomsayer. I might be able to draw into a Frost Nova in time. Let's see. A little worried about giving him too many cards. Okay, well, we've got the burst. Does he have the burst to break our block this turn? I don't think so. But we're not dealing an amazing amount of damage either, I'm afraid. What can he do to kill us next turn? That's 12. That's only 6 damage needed. Perhaps we should ice block here. Or should we kill this? How much burn do we have? We don't have enough burn if we fireball that. So I guess we ice block.
If you're sure.
But I don't like it. Because if he breaks next turn, then we basically have to ice block again. So that doesn't really do a whole lot for us. But if he doesn't break, then that's still pretty good. He's calculating right now.
I wonder.
I really don't know what the right way to deal with this matchup is. Basically, just draw your Frost Novas, I guess. That's kind of important. Okay, that's an additional 4, so that's 14. That's 16. So he can put us to 2. All right. Dealing the 9 first, and then the 4. All right. So he's popping block at 4. That's pretty bad. So we're gonna need a Frost Nova, and then we still basically need to ice block, or he kills us with a lava burst. That's not good. That is not good. Let's think. Let's think about this. We can then ice block, fireball, and it's not going to do a whole lot, I'm afraid. I'm afraid it's not going to do a whole lot. It's going to be a bit too little too late, I'm afraid. I don't think we can burst them down next turn. No, we basically never can. We just don't have enough stuff going on here. It's gonna break at an awkward point, though. Well, I guess 2 is not all that awkward anyway. Perhaps with a Frost Nova and a Frostbolt, we can make things work out. Yeah, as long as we have a Frost Nova and we have a Frostbolt for his face, then he can't do anything, really. But we're going to need that Frost Nova right now. And that is not it. So I guess we're dead.
Well played. You win this.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Yeah, I guess Aggro Shaman, if they get a decent start, there's not a whole lot you can do about it, and that's kind of a pity. Because that's another bad matchup for the deck. I'm not sure how this deck is positioned in the current meta. It might not be all that good, but if you don't face a lot of bad matchups, then it can certainly do some work.
It is on.
It's an interesting thought experiment at the very least. None of these cards are things I want in my opener, no. The bombers haven't been amazing either. Perhaps the jugglers would have been a better idea. Thing about the mad bombers is they deal a lot more damage if they aren't dealt with. And I think the 3 damage from the bomber is the 3 power of the bomber is much more relevant than yeah, that's a 2 mana flame imp. But the 3 damage I think is more relevant than the 2 damage of the flame juggler, as well as the 3 bombs being in general a little more reliable against a board of, for example, 2 1 health minions. Let me think about this. Do we trade into that? We kind of have to, but we could also be a little greedy. How do I feel about being a little greedy here? I guess we could frostbolt it.
Someday I'll be just like you.
That's good enough. We're trading the frostbolt for 3 damage at the very least. And she's unlikely to be able to deal with both of these, so that's probably another 3 damage, so I'm okay with spending the frostbolt this way. It does make the ice lens a little awkward, but that's what we have the second frostbolt for, right? Yeah, if I need to draw some cards, then I don't want to use the second bomber right now, even though I would be tempted to. Do we use the arcane missiles here? I think there are better targets for that. Although we might very well, we can cast it for free with the Sorcerer's Apprentice, so I shouldn't need to worry about wasting it right now. This rain is just hammering on the roof. It's insane. Okay, so he uses the coin, gets rid of that. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. We can't really let that live for too long, but I'm hesitant to use another arcane missiles here. I kind of just want to use the bomber and see if we can deal some damage to that. These bombers are not being kind to me today. So we can missiles, but that seems particularly awful if she has any amount of spells in hand. Let's think about this for a little bit. We can Frostbolt and Arcane Missiles, although I'm going to need that for Burst. How about we just bing it and pass? That seems kind of awful, but yeah, I guess it might work. Torch face, oh my. That's aggressive. Thinks that I guess it's kind of okay, and she is turning the aggression on me, so I can't really blame her, but can't help but feel it's a little ineffective right now. So I guess we're just hammering it home right now. Sure. These spells aren't going anywhere but face anyway. So what do we need to finish it off? Just another fireball, right? And if this gets to hit face, then we don't need very much at all. Yeah, I don't feel too terrible about this. She may have already used a lot of her small removal.
Wanted. dead or alive.
Oh, and that might even give me lethal. Well, Burgle is a card. It's definitely a card. So what's she gonna use on that? Okay, okay. Wrath. Wrath is fine. As long as she's not drawing a card with it, I think I'm okay. Got 6 damage on the board though, so that's a little concerning. Not gonna be much. Oh, I was kind of for some reason I was expecting rogue cards there, but yeah, of course, that kind of makes sense. So do we fireball face? And I can see that as being the right move. But playing the minions here doesn't really do anything. Well, except for letting me draw a card. And setting up for a possible lethal with a fireball draw right next turn. So that could be it. I mean, she's going to be pressured to finish off the loot hoarder, or finish off me, but that's just going to be the way it is. Not much we can do about that. I don't think she can kill me this turn, but I kinda do have to kill her next turn. Well, it does have to make a trade, so that's kinda good. And Frost Nova's not going to be awful. It's might not be enough to save me, but we might just give it our best. Let's think about this. Do I Kabbalist's Tome? Well, if I'm not going to kill her this turn, I might as well Kabbalist's Tome, right? That will kind of likely... Let's go. Why not? These cards don't suck. Frost Nova is too important right now, though, but it might give me an additional turn. So, if I just spam a lot of spells next turn, then I might be able to survive. If she has double fireball, then I'm dead. But that's oh, please don't be an ice block. Now, can she cast enough spells to finish me off with just a Flame Waker? Oh, that's ugly. Yeah, that works.
Well played.
That kinda did work. Oh well. We would have made a pretty good case for killing her next turn, so I don't feel too terrible about that, but not really working out as well as I wanted to. And playing against those Tempo Mages kinda makes me think that I'd be better off just playing Tempo Mage. And that's kind of the problem. The deck lost a lot of consistency with Mad Scientist rotating out of Standard. Which makes it hard to get your ice blocks out. And that's kind of what the deck needs. The deck needs its ice blocks to be able to have enough turns to deal lethal damage. And it's not really working too well so far. Do we keep the Cold Light to draw... I guess we keep the Doomsayer in that case. Doomsayer Cold Light, yeah. I don't hate that curve. We definitely don't coin the Doomsayer, but we could go for it next turn. I'm pretty sure we go for the Doomsayer next turn. Because even with a Totem Golem next turn, I don't think he can easily... Well, with a Totem Golem he could. But that's a risk we're going to have to take.
Hello.
I'm going to risk that, yeah. And that is unlikely to lead to any situation in which he kills it, so that's good for us.
Greetings, friend.
The end is coming!
Plus it gives the impression that we are Freeze Mage, which is good for us, I guess. Oh, Lava Bursted. Well, I can live with that. We're up against Aggro Shaman again, though, which is not particularly good for us. We're taking 5 again next turn, which is... no, that's kind of awful. Do we... No, we don't... There's no world in which we miss House right now. I guess we just draw some cards. We can't coin the Mana Worm, but we should make a splash next turn, I think. So perhaps Mana Worm coin Missile's Torch or something. We can make it work somehow. Missiles doesn't seem awful with the current board state being as it is, but yeah, it'll have to do. It will have to do. So Torch, step 1, it's pretty much always happening. And the missiles will likely finish off the 2-1, hopefully. Missiles are kind this match, so that's good. He's going to be pressured to kill off the Mana Worm, which is good for us. And we're getting... well, we're going to need a Frostbolt, but... we're getting stuff done at the very least, so that's okay.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
And with a Flame Tongue, I guess that works. Yeah. I guess that does work. So can we finish off the Flame Tongue here? Not really. Kind of unfortunate, really. Do we just draw some cards? What do I hope to draw? What do I hope to draw? I could still Hero Power down the Argent Horse Rider, which drastically reduces the damage he can deal next turn. I think I'm okay with that. And if I draw something better, then that's, of course, even better. But this will have to do for now. We've got a Frost Nova, which will buy us a turn, and Ice Block will buy us a turn. So I don't feel too horrible about this, and he's not really making great progress so far. I was going to say, until he put that thing down. Okay, so we're going to need to be quick about this, I guess. We can Sorcerers and Frost Nova, and then draw an additional card. We could Bomber. Just to get something on the board. I don't hate playing the Bomber here. It's likely not going to do too much, but well, that's basically the best I could hope for.
Someday I'll be just like you.
And this should give us a pretty decent next turn, unless he kills the Apprentice, which he would be inclined to do, but not necessarily able. I guess he is. I guess he is. Well, I guess both of those minions just dealt 3 damage through a taunt, so that's not awful. We have 7, we have 13 damage in hand. That's not a lot, and we kind of need to Ice Block right now. So I guess that leaves us with drawing a card, right? No, second Ice Block's not bad, but we're kinda stuck in a sucky position this turn. We have 2 more turns to finish him off, but we do need to Ice Block next turn, which is not very good. Let's think about this. Why is he not? He'd better use the totem to kill off the minion. Well, if he doesn't, then he's not breaking the Ice Block, so I guess he's still leaving up the 1-1. That doesn't hurt too much, no. Can't blame him. Can't blame him. Okay, so we're going to need to Ice Block here, but we also need to actually deal some damage right now. That is actually kind of awful. We may not have enough time, especially with the armor he's gaining here. It's mighty awkward. That is actually really awkward. That is actually really awkward.
Oh, if you're sure.
Job's done.
It was a risk, and I know it. But I don't think I can win without the Bomber here. Well, he's going to trade in anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We need to kill him this turn, and I don't think we can. We would need a Frost Nova again. Maybe I should be hanging on to my Frost Novas for longer. I don't know. He might also have some burst, so. But if we get a Frost Nova, we can do it, I think. We don't. We can't ping our Loot Hoarder to do that. And we didn't have enough burst to do it this turn. Oh well. We'll give it one more game, because I kind of want to have a decent chance again, but in the current meta, I don't think it's going to work, guys. It's kind of unfortunate. So Aggro Shaman seems really bad. Seems really bad, right? They deal damage too quickly for us to be able to deal with. And our mana worms are really unlikely to stick to the board, and so are our doomsayers. They haven't been looking amazing either. Warriors in general are kind of a problem, especially the control-ish kind. Against a tempo warrior we might be able to win, actually. But healing for 2 a turn can be problematic. Yes. And Fiery War Axe is a big problem. But I don't think we can not play the Mana Worm on turn 1. We kinda just have to.
Hello.
And here comes the Axe. Yeah, and if they have the Axe, then our minions don't stick. And if our minions don't stick, then they don't deal any face damage.
My invention.
Job's done.
At least the bomber might do some work. We'll have to see. If he plays an Acolyte here, that's gonna... he can't play an Acolyte here, so that's good. Alright, well, we're not playing a bomber here, are we?
Oh, if you're sure.
Okay, we can do some stuff. We can still do some stuff, but if he just takes it slow and keeps armoring up, I don't think we have a real chance. He might be slow enough to give us time to draw into our burn, though. So that might be a thing that works. Cthulhu Warrior is really bad, though. If they manage to get 10 armor, then I think it's already game over. Let me think here. We need to draw more cards, right? Is that going to be the right approach? I guess we could Frostbolt face. That seems ridiculous.
What to do?
What do we want to draw here? I guess getting a minion out is not awful. And I guess playing missiles might make sense. It gives a 50-50 to kill the minion, which is decent, and otherwise it deals some face damage, so can't be too mad about that. So next missiles accomplishes the same thing. Well, Bomber's actually not terrible here, so I will use that.
Wanna blow something up?
Not exactly what we were hoping for, but it's good enough for now. It'll have to do. It will have to do. There we go. And we'll see whether we can push enough damage through before he starts gaining too much armor. It's kind of a problem because he will eventually be able to. That's also not a good card for us. Now I think we've pretty much already lost this game, but I'm not about to throw the towel, but. This is not looking good. Not looking good at all. He has 7 cards. I guess it doesn't matter too much. We might as well just get a minion out, right? We're getting a lot of card draw, but not a lot of damage, unfortunately. We're going to have to try for a big Blood Mage turn, I think. Yeah, that's going to be the plan. So we're gonna need double Frostbolt, double Ice Lance, perhaps even double Fireball. We have to kill that. Now we have to kill the Bran. If we let him get 20 armor next turn, then we can't possibly then we can't possibly do a thing. So I guess we kinda have to kill that now. That's really bad. That is really bad for us. Because him gaining 10 armor is still... Perhaps we shouldn't have played around that, actually. Because if he has that plus 10 armor guy... Girl, I guess. Then we can't really win whatsoever. No, this we can beat. If that was his plan, then I guess I'm okay with that. So what do? I guess we just keep cycling, right? So a 2 and a 3. And just try to get enough damage in. I guess that's going to be the plan. We're drawing pretty hot right now. That's a certain thing. How much damage have we got? Not enough. Not enough by far, but we do have 13. We have 16 damage in hand right now. Okay.
Maybe...
That is good enough to consider. If we play 4, then we have 7, 8, so we have room for 2 more mana. That's a 3 mana spell. So if we draw a torch... No, wait, a torch. We can't play that this next turn. And we can't kill him through that. Let me think. Because I think we can actually do this. If we just... Wait, is that? That is 6. 6 and 3. Okay, so we can play everything. That is 12. 12 and 7 equals 19. 19, 23 damage right now.
What to do?
We have 23 damage right now. We can improve that over the next few turns, I think.
The end is coming!
So in that case... We do this, right? If we draw one more burn spell, I think that's it. Can we cast all that? No, we need to draw the second torch, or a frostbolt, or an ice lens, I think. Wait, that might not work. He might be getting too much armor here. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's getting too much armor here. Oh, does that do it? I think we have to try. We're not doing any more damage than we're doing right now. I didn't count this out. Am I 1 damage off? No, it's not 1 damage off. Yes, it is 1 damage off. If I pinged... I should have pinged last turn. If I pinged last turn, I would have had him this turn. He's still in kind of a rough spot. If I draw any burn next turn... Okay, well... If I just pinged him last turn, I should have counted. But we can't win anymore.
Well played.
Oh well. I need to practice some more before I play decks like this.
You win this.
I hope you enjoyed this episode at the very least. If anything, I think I did show that the deck is capable of winning a lot of matchups, and I think the environment is just not there. Aggro Shaman seems terrible, and any kind of warrior except the one we faced at the in the first game is also bad. Tempo Mage does not seem particularly great because they're able to deal with your minions quite efficiently, and you can't efficiently deal with their minions, so if they can stick a Flame Waker, that's pretty bad for you. So, just a bad day to play Aggro Mage, but I do think the deck is something to keep in mind, and definitely not the worst option you could play on the ladder. In each case, hope you enjoyed this one. If you have a deck you would like to see me play, please leave a comment below. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.